Good morning, all. So this was destined to be a best of one, whether we wanted or not. International Twilight Struggle League, organised by Baskmax, ratings by Tazos, thanks to both of those, just in case this is the last time I get to say it this year. So we are playing Franck, N3ige, best of 3 game, we're 1-1, today's the decider. I got to choose the superpower as the highest seed, and I chose the USA for a couple of reasons, although my win rate's exactly 8-3 with both powers in the league this year. In play deck terms, I am slightly better as the USA. I noticed that also Franck is weaker as the USSR, both on play deck and in ITSL. So it's mostly because it looks like he's weaker playing the USSR. Now, of course, the irony is that in both of our games to date, the USSR has absolutely steamrolled the opponent. So let's hope lightning doesn't strike twice. And we get lucky in a sense that we get D-style, although if we get blockaded, we're in some trouble. So not a great starting hand, not a lot of ops to play with, but we'll do our best. So, once again, we are put in a position where CIA might be the best opening headline, which doesn't fill me with joy. So we'll open 4-3-3, because we have socialist governments, and we'll use CIA and coup, perhaps. Yeah, especially if he headlines NASA again. Let's plug our hand in, though. It would have been nice to have some playable ops, but we've got an awful lot of can't play, or at least with Vietnam Revolts, can't play until Warsaw Pact, which we can play. So yeah, lots of cards we can't play until later in the turn. This is a bummer. That's my word, apparently. I can't believe for 2 games in a row I'm thinking about headlining CIA up front, but I really cannot see another option. Olympic Games is a bit meh, and then allows the Italy coup at 4-3-3. So let's do it. Let's headline CIA. Let's get perfect information turn 1 and see if we can weather the storm better this game compared to last. If we get purged, we're losing West Germany, so I might put the 1 CA into France in that case, but yuck. Okay, so they do not have any 4-op cards, which is good. So was going to Ghoul, Duck and Cover, which didn't do last game. Yeah. I think, having seen that, the best thing to do is the +2 rear line on France, and hope that Italy dodges a low coup. Boom. We got there. So I expect to either China card or Duck and Cover coup on France. Not going to get a better chance to coup Italy. And we know we can hold D-Style, right? So we can space Suez, repair socialist governments, Vietnam revolts AR6. The advantage of playing with perfect information. So we think our turn's going Warsaw, Olympic, event repair socialist possibly, Truman if we can event it well, or play for ops. I expect we'll see you an intervention on NORAD to maximise ops, rather than start spacing stuff. Oh, hello. That's weird. Since I'm sitting right next to the router. What am I doing? Sorry, one sec. Ye gods. Well, sorry for that little foray. Here comes Italy. Oh, and he clears it out. Right. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, man. Just got enough on it, didn't he? But if we event Truman... Let's see, if we do that with Suez... I'm just trying to think about how to optimally use the cards and hold Truman Doctrine. Yeah, let's do that for now. Get rid of another nasty card. He will now play into Italy, obviously. Yeah. We'll be cagey. We'll splash around some influence. Kind of inciting a coup. Leaving France slightly open so we could always Truman a pouring of influence in with the China card there. Although we'll probably use Olympic Games to finish it off just to be on the safe side. Vietnam revolts AR6, space socialist government. Ops light again. Not off to the races here, but that's life. Yeah, we're going to have to use Truman. That's another bummer. One of many. No worries about NASA. We'll keep ticking up. If he doesn't play into France, will space socialist governments next? So Afghanistan, maybe? Oh no, South Korea because of having ditched. Right, so we space socialist governments. We get there. NASA is actually working today. Overprotect. Fine. So not a great turn one. Oh man, and that's going to trigger domination, isn't it? Oh, everything about this turn's going wrong. Well, at least now we have to force him to choose between the coup and flipping Thailand. Gross, 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 gross. Let's see what turn 2 yields. A Europe scoring I can't do much to defend. A blockade I can ditch D-Style on. A headline I can defect. And thankfully a surfeit of ops. So options here are nuclear test ban to raise DEFCON to 5, but I won't get the first coup in. NATO for special relationship to break Italy, which I don't have. US Japan to level up battlegrounds for the moment. I think defectors is probably best. What is a likely headline from them? Decol, Arab-Israeli war, Cambridge 5, obviously, that's a problem. Captured Nazi, maybe Middle East. Let's defect. Cambridge 5, fine. So now choosing between the coup and flipping Thailand. And is choosing flipping Thailand. So we'll still get the coup, but we at least can make sure that Asia doesn't go off too badly. Gets a free special relationship coup because I didn't have time to do anything about it. Cleans me out of Panama, that's not bad. We're not going to have the ops to... We're not going to have the ops to achieve a lot in Asia. So what we're going to do is splash around a little bit. We are hoping that by tapping Italy, he overprotects again. But we can take Greece and Portugal and push to deny domination. There's still a ton of highly sized op cards out there. 5-year Marshall, Containment, East Europe, Purge, and Comic Con. So we can't just plough influence into Italy. That won't get anywhere. Yeah, so overprotect. We will respond by shoring up in both areas. We're still looking ropey. So he'll take Portugal. Yeah. We will blockade away D-Style and put influence into Zaire. Now we're hoping that... Oh no, wait. We're lost on Europe. We're definitely lost on Europe. Asia scoring doesn't drop for Dom, which is good. So we're going to pop 2 into Jordan for a quick false domination of the Middle East and hope that they're holding Middle East scoring. Which I'm sure Franck won't be. Would have ditched it by now. NASA. 1 clean op. And he scores Europe for domination, just for good measure. Where did NASA go? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, goody, I get Europe straight back. 1 in Thailand. Oh, overprotect, fine. Given we're ops rich, Purge looks like the best thing. We don't have defectors. We're lucky we got this D-Style back, though. He's got 5-year plan, so he can throw away Middle East scoring. And he's holding Decol. So I think he's holding 5-year Marshall, Decol, Middle East, East European, and Romanian abdication. Yeah, we're in a whole heap of trouble when it comes to Europe. But we've been gifted with a surfeit of ops, so let's not complain about our lot in life. And we got D-Style back. Beggars can certainly not be choosers. US-Japan doesn't do a lot in Asia. Formosa's not worth triggering. Let's purge. Asia scoring drops again. Ah, cripe. So we're going to be at minus 14 to minus 16 going into mid-war. That is rotten. So we're going to go for the coup on the Middle East in the hopes of flipping Libya. Now going for Zaire in advance of decol. And unfortunately does poorly. So we will, recognizing the decolonization threat, press into Africa. With 5 ops, we can hopefully deny Europe domination. He's holding Marshall Plan as well, which he can't use. Here comes decol. So, we don't know a 5th card, but we know 5 year for Middle East scoring, plus Marshall Plan, plus Romanian abdication. Event. Standard. So they may use Marshall Plan, but we can then fill up. If we have to use the China card, we're going to have to at this point. Still waiting to see what that 4th card is. It's NASA for 1 pip of influence, which once again is enough. That other pip could have done something somewhere else, probably. I played too quickly. Right. So, Marshall Plan could take a battleground, but then spreads influence around a bunch of 3-drop battlegrounds for Europe. So I suspect he's likely to give up on Europe here and take a different tack. No, he's going to go for it. Okay. Taking Finland. It does mean I have to use the China card. So it's not shabby. Blimey. No, not Norway. Come on. Putting in Norway and Sweden always seems funny. We'll overprotect what we have there. So we're going to have to use the China card. Which, you know, sucks. He 5-year plans away Middle East. But I at least deny Europe domination. So we'll be going into mid-war at minus 12. Youch! Oh boy. Oh, let's just see. We must have been playing 15 minutes. There is no one in the chat room. That's fine. It is early. I wouldn't expect anyone there. But we're recording for YouTube, 5-year plan, blah, blah, blah. Yep, fine. Good. Understood. So we drop Europe scoring for -1 and Grizzle. Once again, Pakistan's in danger, but Asia scoring has at least dropped. South America scoring may be safest here at 0. Because he's unlikely to play Junta with no coup target. Right. Yeah, I think South America scoring here is the headline to play. We can always salt purge if we get super desperate. And at least having salt means that they can't salt D-style. So there's that going for it. I think South America scoring. If we can dodge Liberation Theology, Fidel, etc., Central America may not go pear-shaped either. Let's get that away. And we're hoping not to see Junta. So we'll be spacing Portuguese Empire crumbles. If we fail, we event capture Nazi and space D-style. If we succeed, we space D-style. If we fail at D-style, we event capture Nazi. And then we use these 12 clean ops to try and right wrongs. We need to shore up Angola and Zaire ideally, but I expect they'll be the coup target. I suppose of the two, we'd like them to coup Angola, because we can then try some spear realign stuff on them. But this is going to take some serious weathering of the storm. It doesn't feel so long ago we were at game 1 million on Playdeck, and it's now nearly 1.2 million. Not bad. Right, what do we got? How I learned. Which way is DEFCON going to go? It seems like 3 seems best. Asia's scored. Holding Thailand. Yeah. And a coup on one of the 2-1 drops. Zaire. Fine. And Alliance drops for nothing. So we cover Angola and pop 2 in South Africa. And we hope for no ABM treaty, no brush war, etc. We'll need to pop 2 in Mexico ahead of Liberation Theology / Junta. That's a lot of influence. So we don't get to do anything with salt. We just take that back. Now we need to be spacing D-style before missile envy. Good. Now we can space Portuguese Empire. unless he has one small step. .27% of the time we get nothing, and we need to do it twice. South America's scored. I suspect there are better things to do with our ops here. He's not holding Africa scoring right now. Let's space away. And now we event captured Nazi. That was definitely never triggering. So much space action this turn. So I think this turn we're going to take Botswana and event into Pakistani war for our mill ops and hope to fade Liberation Theology next turn. Because we want to prevent the situation where Angola flips and Botswana gets filled by them. And we get realigned out of South Africa and Africa becomes a sheer disaster. Let's see if he gets there first. No, filling up for OPEC. We'll take Botswana. Bear AR7. Lots of influence. Yeah, pumps Algeria. Well, it's going to have to take a coup first turn anyway, so that is what it is. And we get mill ops and points. So Cultural Revolution before Nixon. Southeast Asia is currently at even. Unfortunately, we got Lone Gunman. We have got John Paul and OAS to get access. And Panama. Okay, well, we can sort out Central America. I think what we want to do is event John Paul. And he's going to get an extra free coup. So Africa's now problematic. So we're still hoping to dodge control. God, he's got duck and cover. What a delight. That's fantastic. We'll coup with Cultural Revolution. At least it cost him 3 VP. We're going to space Arab-Israeli war. But first, we're going to focus on Panama, OAS, Central America. Truman's gone. He's not going to come back and save us. He rarely does in mid-war. Tear down this wall and solidarity are our things now. Alright, I'm not going to contest Africa. I'm not going to start a coup war that I'm ops light on I'm going to accept my fate there, if he's holding it. Well, damn and blast. We'll ditch Southeast Asia scoring. We're going to space Arab-Israeli war. We'll finish the term with Brezhnev, and if he doesn't put an extra influence somewhere in Africa, we'll coup. We may also event Nixon to take the China card off him. Although he doesn't have to worry about the CIA. So not good. Not good, not good. Would have really loved to have seen VOA in my hand at some point in these games. Well, at least space isn't going well for him. We'll have a space because we want to try and headline peak. And Arab-Israeli war. We could make a 1 in 6 with 1 clean op. No, I'm just going to space it. Ugh, well. Now I wish I'd taken the clean op. Well, 1 semi-clean op. So event OAS to take Argentina, I suppose. We probably are now playing Nixon to shore up Venezuela and take Brazil. Okay, coursing around. We'll take Argentina. So we'll definitely take Egypt here. Well, this game is going to pass the start of turn 6, which is the fastest our game's gotten to. But at what cost? I'm behind in Asia, behind in Africa, behind in Europe, even or ahead in the Middle East, and even just about everywhere else on the board. It's not great, is what I am trying to say. If AR7, they put another influence in Africa, we don't bother doing anything with Africa. If they fail to do that, then taking the coup on Zimbabwe is not terrible, although Venezuela is a massive invitation to coup. Muslim Revolution is not great here. NORAD's fine. Let's hope we dodge Quagmire. Okay, so forget Africa. We instead shore up our coup targets. And access. If he coups Brazil, we play into Uruguay and Paraguay. So, we got Africa scoring. We can use nuclear subs here. With Duck and Cover gone, we can also missile envy him and hope to pull. Not flower power. We might get arms race, haha. Because, yeah, he's got no more 4-op cards. I've got arms race. So we could pull Brush War. In which case, missile envy is not a bad headline. And then we can event nuclear subs later. He gets Junta, but he may not get to coup with it. Depending on what we get. Let's see what we get. We're hoping to see the Bear Trap to trap him, although he'll get the coup. Arsenal so we can ditch Muslim, Lone Gunman, and Africa. Yasuri to take the China card, they're all fine. Brush War and Cuban Missile Crisis aren't also shabby. And we can use Chel Korkma. So we get the China card. Fair enough. He gets his coup. He fails, so he now needs to convert on it. And we've got the Paraguay move to shore up. So what's the worst case scenario? We event nuclear subs and get quagmired. I think we've got to take that chance. We need to clean up Africa. So we'll coup on Nigeria first. And then we'll have to heavily coup Angola second, I think, because Zaire is obviously well covered. And we also want to coup Brazil at some point if we can find the time. Spacing socialist governments and or Muslim revolution. But if we get an early Arsenal, we can ditch all 4 of those. Lone, socialist, Muslim, Africa scoring. So hopes and prayers we swing it to domination. If he plays into Uruguay, I might just start cooing Africa because South America's been scored and I know I can get a coup on Brazil. May have to use the sodding China card, but that's life. Okay. We'll worry about Asia later. No brush wall, please. Okay. We're going to need all the ops we can get this turn, so I'm going to have to use arms race. That's only a 50-50 chance of flipping. Oh, man. This is nasty. Alright, we're going to use the China card to try and flip Angola. Great. We got there. In the most disgusting way possible. 15 cards left in the draw pile, of which Che, Quagmire, OPEC, Liberation Theology, and Fidel are some of them. Self-trapping. Always enjoy that. So we'll get Africa Domination. He'll be ditching grain sales with it. He'll have a plan. Oh. Oh, I missed the UN intervention. What an idiot. I thought that he had played Bear Trap to Self Trap. What an idiot. Oh well. Oh well. So it looks like Africa will probably only go for one here. But that's better than -5. Alright, let's hope he misses here. Miss in Africa. Great. Okay, so we get Africa Dom in exchange for South America, which we do need to do something about. But at this point, I need to take points and worry about ball position later. Oh dear. And we don't even get to peek at headlines. But we do get grain sales and brush war, which is a great start. And we get Quagmire, so he can't be Quagmired. So let's work out what he's got. One small step. Summit. He got Arsenal Camp David. He's got Special Relationship, which is no longer as clean. Cambridge 5, South Africa Unrest, Korean War. So we know 8 of his 9 cards, right? Arsenal, Camp David, One Small Step, Cambridge 5, South African Unrest, Special Relationship, Korean War, and Summit. Okay, so what do we expect to see? Cambridge 5 or One Small Step? Cambridge 5 because he can't play it on another turn. If we get grain sales and we get given Arsenal, we might have to ditch Lone Gunman and Muslim Revolution. He'll be expecting grain sales, of course. Alright, so although the scoreline is now at parity, we have a looming disaster on our hands in a number of regions. Asia's behind. Central America's soon to be behind. Though I can at least space Fidel. Us knotting away Muslim, Quag, Fidel, and Lone, and OPEC would be nice. Although OPEC is only currently worth 2 VP, which is below the threshold at which I'll play it. It's turn 7 and Lebanon's empty. What a world. I'm going to have to get lucky here. I need to do something about South America and Central America. Shore up Asia. Stay ahead of Europe domination and hope to stay under War Games limit. So I have a lot to do. NORAD at least will trigger. If I didn't coup. Which I'm gonna. But I'm hoping that by turn 8 maybe he's forgotten. It's now largely a matter of timing. It genuinely comes down to timing, which scoring cards come out when. The downside of grain sales is that we know he's got, like, mostly two-op cards in his hand. Let's hope that the 9th card is ABM Treaty and we pull it with grain sales. Of course, we also have the problem if he one small step, so we can't space two cards. So we're really, really hoping for Ask Not to be played at some point this term. Although he knows I'm holding Lone Gunman, so would sooner die than play Ask Not. And has no other really strong space targets. Yeah, South African Unrest to make some mischief in Africa. We get the Cambridge 5, which we'll coup with. We'll coup on Brazil. We fail. And he now knows I'm not holding any scoring cards. So he can make some waves in Africa. So I expect to see 1 in South Africa, 2 in Angola. Yep. And then he'll take Angola. We will need to take Botswana and South Africa in response. And hoping they didn't pull you an intervention in the reshuffle. We'll probably use OPEC to overprotect Pakistan. Take Burma. Hopefully make India a soft target for Indo-Pakistani war, or as soft as possible. Going for the VP and Milops. Oh, and he succeeds. Gross. This is rapidly making OPEC unplayable as well. But needs must. So we're not going to stay under the War Games threshold. Okay, so I guess at this point brush warring Algeria is best, rather than Mexico. Boom. So we're really hoping for an Ask Not sometime shortly. Otherwise we're forced into playing Muslim Revolution, where at least we thankfully can maintain some level of access to places. Alright, we'll space Quagmire, and he'll respond with one small step. We are at least headline peaking. We're going to use puppet governments exclusively to threaten realignments in Central America. Oh, and he's got Che. That was the 9th card. Unbelievable. Wow, wow, wow. So will he hand over the China card rather than Ask Not? Would be sensible. Yep. Man, oh man. Things do not look good. So we need to tear down this wall. And to avoid war games. And instead we get handed 2 negative scoring cards. We at least get defectors. But this is diabolical. So Space Iranian Hostage Crisis have to play one of Decall or Lone Gunman. And 2 scoring cards which are against us. And we get purged. Nice. Do we defect the purge and allow a coup instead? Because we will at least get NORADs to trigger. Let's defect it. This is going to end badly, but we're not going to end under purge. Yep, F it at this point. Kitchen debates, decall. Formosa. Duck and cover. Europe and South Africa. South America, sorry. Okay, a waking nightmare. We can race Europe with some modest success. But we are struggling. And if we get terrorized or Aldrich Ames, we're even worse off. I think that this might be the swan song for this league, but there's always next year. It's going to be incredibly tough to come back from this point. Unless he's holding, like, Cal, tear down this wall, and Star Wars. At least if they coup, we can break Poland and drop Europe scoring for 0. They pick right. Yeah. That's a 4-op card, and there's shit tons of them. Oh, crap. So either tap Poland, drop Europe for 0, but then lose Venezuela. Okay, I guess we have to tap Poland, right? And if we do that, he has to use 4 ops to redominate Europe. 1 for Poland, plus 3 to Hungary. Although, of course, we need to drop Europe at 0 to stay ahead of the War Games limit. So we might need space first. Sheesh. And he's got a 4-op card anyway. Perfect. Yep. Right, so we'll space Iranian hostage crisis. And we don't even get the VP for that. Right. The jig is up. There is no way to contest this. We're not going to be tearing down a wall anytime soon, and we're not going to be peeking at headlines. We don't get to flip South America for domination. We are toast. It's just a matter of how toasted we would like to be. Comic-Con to do some damage in the Middle East. So I guess we'll use kitchen debates to take Egypt to make sure we don't end up getting dominated there. We're still praying that he runs out of room and uses Ask Not. Be an idiot to do that, though, and is not an idiot, so... Alright, so AR5 we jam Poland, AR6 we drop Europe scoring for 0, AR7 we drop South America scoring for domination. That's our remaining gambit. Of course, they don't know I'm holding. South America and Europe scoring. Although they've got a sense, because I've been focusing on those two regions. So I have telegraphed that fact, for better or worse. But yeah, I think the jig's up here. If he puts one in Poland, I'm double toast. Yeah. What do we think? Use a China card to tap Italy, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't be tapped, can't be tapped. Not adjacent, not adjacent, not adjacent. Can't be tapped, can't be tapped. So gross, so gross. I'm sure socialist governments or something here will do nicely. Okay, salting purge? Yeah, because why not? You know? Why not? And, of course, I can't even ditch Lone Gunman because I've got scoring cards I have to play. Can I take a hopeful coup on Venezuela for control? Oh, great. Well, thank God for small favours. So I can ditch Lone Gunman, Decol, and South America scoring. I get Chernobyl, so I can press for control if I can fade. So I think we event Portuguese Empire crumbles, and we take a very weak coup on Mexico. Big six. No. Ooh, NORAD. Italy because of solidarity. So I guess I'm getting purged again. So we'll try and save Chernobyl to turn 10, I guess. Yep. Five or six. Yeah! We will, if he doesn't space, try getting Glasnost away, because the 3-1 square is huge, and we want to try and keep Chernobyl to turn 10 for the Hail Mary gambit. But we're in a bad way. We're still in a very bad way. Not as bad as turn 8, but we're still in a bad way. This square is huge, this space square. Got a miss. He hits. Well, shit. So at this point, we can't beat War Games, so we can't stop War Games being beaten, right? There's no way to shorten the hand. So there's therefore no point in... So I guess the next thing to do is... Glasnost coup before the Reformer. And if he's got War Games, the jig is up. If not, we'll be eventing through the rest of the turn to beat Purge. Event Arms Race, Event AWACS, Event Shuttle Diplomacy for Middle East scoring. Okay, we got lucky. We've done Arms Race. So yes, we're holding our Chernobyl to turn 10 and going for the Hail Mary drown Europe in influence. So now we have to use AWACS on Mexico. We want to event these three though. Doesn't mean an iota. So we're also giving up on Central America here. But we're going to have to pour our faith into avoiding war games and destroying Europe. No, we'll take the China card first. Of course, Star Wars is now unplayable, which is great. We'll just use Colonial Rearguards. And what's he throwing this time? Solidarity! Oh, ain't no hope. Oh, it does trigger, though, at least. Silly of me, thinking he was ditching it. Ditching it. Could overprotect. But we're going to be going for it. We want war games, and we want to be ops heavy, and we're going to absolutely plough our heart and soul into Europe. We can do this op. We want to keep Chernobyl for the next turn. And instead, we get a boatload of scoring cards. Happy bloody days. Well, that's just charming. Okay, so Missile Envy can pull nothing that degrades Defcon. And it might leave them with grain cells. It seems unlikely. So he gets to take a good old look at my hand, and he will ditch Africa scoring, probably. Or terrorism if he does fear grain cells. So I got to play a perfect information turn 1, he got to play a perfect information turn 10. If this hand had been markedly different, if I'd have had US, Japan, Iron Lady, ABM, War Games, Flower Power, then Chernobyl followed by the balls out Europe attempt would have been perfect. But with Asia, Africa, and Middle East scoring in my hand, I just have too few action rounds to make a difference. So that's been taken out of my hands too. I feel doomed. So yeah, it's got to be Africa scoring unless they're holding grain sales, in which case terrorism. And we're going to have to fade war games anyway. It takes Chernobyl. I get flower power. I'm doomed anyway. Right, I've got a coup. And if he's got war games, he's got war games. He's equally likely to have war games as grain sales, because it's the reshuffle. Yep. And we don't get the big enough coup in. We can at least get Africa, so we're down below war games. But we ain't gonna win this. Not without, I don't know, Voice of America and, well, grain sales still seems more likely. Yeah, we're just too far behind and can't make inroads to domination in any particular country except the Middle East. We need to deny domination in South America, dominate the Middle East, dominate Africa. Oh, and he's worried about NORAD shoring up. So Middle East scoring for 0 and event terrorism. Or not. Event terrorism. At least it's not grain sales. So you can use containment to flip Lebanon. Which doesn't do anything about domination. Star Wars is immaterial. So now we're just playing out to see if we endgamed them with grain sales. Yep. We're not going to win on final. DEFCON is the only way. But he's not going to be holding grain sales because he would have taken terrorism. Here we go. Do we get to see grain sales get pulled here? Oh, there's war games. I guess I don't reveal any information, right? If I discard VOA. Yeah. Good to know. Don't even get my 1 VP for spacing. We will bury you. Well, it's been a good run. There'll be friendlies. There'll be a chance to watch other games. But I think I'm doomed. 11, 7, 6. Yes, going to finish up around USSR 12-ish. No, duh. No. Nope. Come on, grain sales. Come on, grain sales. Be good. Be lucky. It's not grain sales. All right. Feedback will be good. Got to learn. I think I rode high this league. But, you know, there's Rutzel B coming. There's ITSL 2021. He's got bear trap. Okay. And there goes your ball game. I crash down. Okay, that's the end of chat with Frank, and I am done for the league. So now's my opportunity to say thank you to Baskmex and Tazos for organising the league and the ratings. It's been good fun. It's been very well organised. The rankings and the stats were really interesting to look at. The balance of games was good. We had some weak players, some strong players, some players around our level. It's been really fun. And it's been fun to record them. And latterly, now I've got a computer that's actually capable of running it, one that's able to stream at the same time, which is also nice. So anyway, that's enough chatter. Thanks for watching. I will stop recording and I'll stop streaming, and I will see you in the future, probably for a friendly between now and when the Rutzel League kicks off. Thanks a lot, and goodbye.